This is John Dawson of Patio Daddy-O Barbecue in Boise, Idaho, and I've got it locked on the 50,000 gigawatt blowtorch of the internet that is Barbecue Central.
We cook because we have to, and we grill because we want to.
Hit me!
Fine, how's it going?
You have a great show. I'm a big fan.
Boing.
So what seems to be the problem here? This man looks like he's dead and he's in the crackle. Charbono! It's all about the charbono, dude!
Succulent fish. What?
He ate 54 wieners.
Now listen, Lavernius, shut your face.
I'm shaking like a dog shit peach seeds.
We have top men working on it right now. Top men.
And just like that, we are into the second hour. It's the Barbecue Central Show. Your Tuesday evenings live fire fun and frivolity show. If you missed the first hour, shame on you. You missed conversations with Malcolm Reed, who's getting ready for this year's Memphis in May. It was off last year, obviously, because of COVID. It is back on in a limited sense here because of COVID, but they are having it. 130 teams or less. I think it was 3,300 people allowed in the roundabout. So we'll see how that goes. Malcolm will certainly win because he was on tonight. And we'll talk about his big win next month when he comes on to talk about winning the World Championship finally and stuffing that in his hat. Still to come on the show this evening, Sam, the cooking guy, will join me for no less than 2 segments, and we'll talk to him about a bunch of live fire food. Don't forget, you can follow me socially at BBQ Central Show on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Snapchat. And you can also get live video streams of this show via Facebook and Twitch/BBQ Central Show on one of those. You can also find it on YouTube/RD Rempe, where there is chat as well. I'm not seeing any Facebook comments here through my software. Who cares about that? But there you go. Don't forget, episode 175 of the best moments of the Barbecue Central Show in 10 minutes or less will be showing up on your podcast feed this evening as well, or this Friday as well. All right, without any further ado, we don't usually do this. Top of the second hour interview. Well, looky here. It's Doug Scheiding from Rogue Cookers. Hey, Doug.
He's entered witness protection program. I'm here in his place.
Oh, I see. That's right. Because, as we all know, last Tuesday was the debut of Season 2 of American Idol's Barbecue Central Show edition, where we found one new singer amongst the bunch, Rusty Monson from the great city of Utah, the longest-running embedded correspondent, Doug, who is joining me this evening, Jeff Rice, returning champion, John Solberg from Michigan, myself here in Cleveland, Ohio. And tonight is the results show. And as we look to the left and look to the right, well, it appears we only have one guest here this evening, and that's Doug. Now, I would like to say, I live by a almost silent code, Doug, of give me an A or give me an F. And as we start to look at what that means in relation to the voting for the American Idol second season debut episode, the A was running away with it. Jeff Rice, far and away, number one. And it's like with a bullet, a G450, a takeoff. Forget that. An F-15 Tomcat, fully ballistic, afterburn is running. I mean, he was just running away.
Top Gun.
Yeah. Inverted with the middle finger, the bird. You know the finger. That's what I'm talking about. And then, in the middle tiers, let's call us the three very forgettables. John, Rusty, and myself. I don't think I even got better than a second place vote. And maybe 2. I was routinely 3rd and routinely 4th in everybody's voting. Rusty routinely 2nd and 3rd. John had a number of first place votes this time around. He was
awesome.
out. He was out the first week, or he was out the first month
He
last
was
year.
out.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad you pointed these out. There's been a few irregularities in the voting, if I can say, in last year's American Idol,
Really?
and this year's American Idol. Yes.
What do you mean by that?
John is out last year.
Yes.
And he gets first place votes this year.
John had first place votes, many first place votes. And I can say
many.
I can say many because I didn't get one, so 2 would be many first place votes if you're asking me, somebody that didn't get one first place vote. But John got, I would say, so there were roughly 150 total votes, and each one of those vote tabs had a list of 5. And I would say he had easily 25 first place votes.
Oh, okay, so there were 150 votes.
Yes.
And I got a vote. And so normally in an election, that's a tie. And so therefore you'd have a runoff. I'm just saying. Last year, Reiser.
It's not an election.
I'm just pointing out the irregularities here.
I don't know. I think we're grasping at straws. So what at the end, as we talk about give me an A and give me an F, Doug, through no fault of your own, as we were saying that Jeff Rice was doing the Top Gun version of running away with it, you were doing, I guess, what was tantamount to the Hindenburg. You were on fire, you were racing to the ground, and then you hit the ground and somehow got to like the intercontinental shell. Perhaps magma was quickly approaching. I mean, you were hurtling to the ground. And I am unhappy to say, Doug, that you have put in a good bid, but we have to bid you a fondue this evening. But we thank you for the effort. And I don't know.
I was hoping.
Yeah. You were hoping to be out first week?
No, never. No, I was hoping to kind of skate by the first week and not do the cheating of rapping or talking through a Johnny Cash song.
Talk singing.
Like Reiser, I talk singing, etc. So I tried to kind of, obviously I didn't choose the right song. I tried to choose a song that I could kind of sing, but kind of talk through too.
Yes.
Obviously not the right song.
Look, for the folks that might have missed it and didn't get it in podcast, I'm going to give them just a few moments.
Oh, boy.
Doug Scheiding, I Can Mix a Drink.
Have you ever heard of this song?
Who sings this song?
Chris Hansen, I think is his name.
It's hotter than hell outside right now. It's 100 in the shade with the sun beating down. Forecast calling for some more of the same. Well, I can't fix that, but I can fix a drain.
There you go. That's what Doug sounded like last.
Maybe it was my fake twang or something like that.
So
I don't know.
when we were going down to Columbus on Sunday for the OBR tournament, I played it for Marley because she fell asleep. That was the judge that conveniently fell asleep last week, and so we played the whole segment so she could hear all of the different songs. And she said it sounds like he's spicy talking.
Spicy talking. What the hell's
kind of like
talking?
I was like, does that mean like he's like talking dirty spicy? And she's like, it's just kind of the way he sounds. He's like kind of talking spicy, but singing, but kind of also spicy talking at the same time. So
I tried to throw in a twang in there. I guess that wasn't good.
Look, at the end, the judges that weigh in, they are as critical as it comes. They are as ebullient as ever. They will all be in studio next month. So it might be better just to cut your losses at this point instead of taking the monthly beatings that we're going to be taking here. But you're a competitor. You don't want to be sent out first. I understand that, and I respect it.
Bullshit. I was going to cheat next round.
Yeah, we're cheating next round, damn it. We played fair this round. We're cheating next round. That's right.
I thought I was going to skate by, and then that's when the cheating was going to start.
Well, what can I say? Karma must have known about it and caught up to you before the cheating could commence, which I fully encourage. I appreciate cheating as much as the next guy. But it's not going to be. So, Doug, we say, first of all, thank you because, again, the production value for everybody was so much better than it was last year and the effort that you put in. Look, we're not singers. It's fun. It's a little change of pace. Not everybody wants to do this. Everybody just kind of falls in line. Maybe that's all anybody does. They're like, we just got to fall in line because he's not going to relent and he's going to do it. So we're just going to suck it up and do it. And I appreciate that, even if that's the case. But
it was better last year in the first round. You called me out. I had the transistor radio music and how I even got past that, right? And so at least now this is like my second round in GarageBand.
Yeah.
So I had a couple ideas for next round, but
right.
Oh well.
So we'll see what happens.
Never.
But if there is a episode or season 3, you can rest assured that my longest running embedded correspondent, Doug Scheiding, will be there. No doubt about it. And Doug, I appreciate you doing it again, season 2. And thank you so much for participating.
Absolutely. Good luck. And how you're not second or third is unbelievable.
Well,
but
what can I say? All right, there he is, Doug Scheiding, everybody, from Rogue Cookers and my longest running embedded correspondent. Wow. Well, I got to say, I didn't see Doug going the first round, but votes cast say otherwise. So there were way more than I thought there were going to be, and they were very opinionated on 1s and 5s. 2s, 3s, and 4s kind of jumbled. I never really bubbled up, but I was easily forget. I would say Rusty and myself, I would say, are solidly forgettable. John garnered first place votes, so he inspired some folks to elevate him. But Rusty and I were solidly forgettable, which I'll take. In the beginning, fine. I just want to get to the end and close. I don't care how I get to the end. I want to get to the end. Let me talk to you quickly about Green Mountain Grills before we entertain Sam the Cooking Guy. 2 different models to choose from, a choice line and a prime line. If you want to save some cash, certainly up to you. Get the choice line. You don't need the tech? Fine. You don't get meat probes. You don't get Wi-Fi technology or app technology or anything like that, but you get a great cooker. You get a lot of space, especially with the Jimbo. If you don't need something that big, Daniel Boone is fine as well. Both of them accommodate the pizza oven insert. Now, if you want to spend a couple extra bucks, if you want technology that is leading the industry, then you want to get the Prime line, the Prime Plus, actually. The Prime Plus has peek-in windows on the main cooking chamber and the pellet hopper. It's got Wi-Fi technology. You can control it with an app that you download on your phone. It's got lights in the cooking chamber, so if you cook in exceptionally dark places overnight, hit the light button and boom, you can see what's happening in that cooking chamber. It's very convenient. And it's really not that much more than a choice line. But it's totally up to you. Continuing to sell through a dealer network because that is the backbone of how they build their business. Find a dealer near you. Go to greenmountaingrill.com, use the dealer locator, and then visit that dealer. Talk to them until you're blue in the face. They're fully educated. They will educate you. You'll get that cooker back to your yard. You will use it. You will be a success. And then you'll be the pitmaster and envy of the neighborhood. High fives and fanny slaps from the bros. Extra tight hugs from the ladies. Gentlemen, you know what I mean by that. That's right. GreenMountainGrill.com is the website. That's GreenMountainGrill.com. They also have accessories there to complete your Green Mountain Grill experience. All you have to do is head on over to GreenMountainGrill.com and check it all out. We'll be back with Sam the Cooking Guy right after this. Stick around. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the #1 most downloaded barbecue and grilling podcast anywhere. The Barbecue Central Show.
Now's the time on the show where we give stuff away, yeah. It's free and you don't have to pay a thing, that's why it's free, yeah.
Oh, just when you thought the giving was over, indeed not, my friends, for I have no less than 2 copies of Stephen Reichlin's brand new book, How to Grill Vegetables. This is the live fire master who has penned yet another epic reference guide on how to do live fire cooking. Savory cabbage bulgogi, grilled vegetable paella, grilled red bell pepper, and feta dip with plancha pita, just to name a few. If you don't know who Steven Reichlin is, you're a dope. Hey, you want to win this book? Fine. Send me an email and be the first one in the subject line. Write Steven Reichlin, and you got to spell his last name right, or you're a loser. I won't take it. But you be the first one in with an email, subject line, Steven Reichlin, and spell it right. And you can win it. And yes, I'll autograph that one too. Alan said, please autograph my book. I will. All you have to do is send me that email. I'll autograph it for you too if you want. Good luck, and we'll see you in just 1 second.
Howard Stern, Jim Rome, Dan Patrick, and Greg Rempe. The Mountain Rushmore of talk show entertainment. Now, let's get back to the Barbecue Central show.
I know you guys are like feverishly hitting up Google trying to spell Reichlin correctly because you want that book. This portion of the show is brought to you by Pit Barrel Cooker, the most unbelievable outdoor cooking device on the planet, currently available in 2 sizes with a host of accessories to complete that pit barrel cooking experience. Whether you're a beginner or a professional, definitely a cooker you want to have in the backyard. Visit pitbarrelcooker.com and tell them the Barbecue Central show sent you. My next guest blowing it up all over the tubes with well over and just shy of 3 million subscribers eagerly watching his videos 3 days per week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And you can find him here once a month having live fire conversations. We race to the hotline and welcome back friend of the show, Sam the Cooking Guy. Hey, Sam.
What's up, my friend?
Hey.
What's up, buddy? How are you?
I don't think your mic's on.
What do you mean it's not on?
Hit your mic.
Seriously?
Hit your mic. No, that's not on.
It's on for me.
No, it's not. I'm getting your webcam mic.
How's that? Is that
No,
good?
no. It's the webcam mic. You have to go into the settings and change it, I guess.
Dude, I've already done this.
I'm telling you.
So I should not have changed. Piece of shit.
Look at this. Let's see. First one in.
Select a device. Wait, select a device for sound output. Sure, MV7.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Disconnect and reconnect and see if that changes. No. I mean, like.
Yeah. Hold on. Stand by. Wait. Now nothing's there. Do you have this? You got this?
No, it's still the webcam. But I think if you disconnect from the feed and then reconnect, that might work.
Like hang up on you?
Yeah. Just come back in. Look at this. Lance Owen was first in. However, in the subject line, he put how to grill vegetables. I didn't say to do that. Lance, I said, write Steven Reichlin, and it has to be correct. Come on, Lance.
How's that?
Tap the microphone.
Nothing.
No.
You're telling me nothing?
No.
I don't know what I'm doing different this time from last time.
I don't know.
I think what you're saying is I sound like Sean Walchef.
I was not going to say that.
Yes,
I wasn't. I wasn't thinking that. I wasn't.
Right, this is pissing me off. Hold on. I don't know what to do, man.
Tap the mic thing aggressively on top. Oh, all right.
Say that again. Tap the mic.
Tap the mic screen aggressively on top. Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not.
Well, how could this be?
I don't know. Is it plugged into the computer?
Yeah. Check. See, I don't hear you hear me now?
No.
Same, right?
I almost hear like it wants to switch over, but then it doesn't. Is it competing with the microphone on your earbuds, maybe?
No. My plugged into this. Check.
Yeah, right. I see that. Yeah.
So if I do that, does that help?
No, it doesn't.
Nothing.
No.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Look, no, it's not fine, Walchef.
It wants to fix itself. I can hear it wanting to fix itself, and then it just doesn't flip over.
But it's not.
No. You want to do a full?
I do not want to sound like this. I would rather not be on tonight than have this shit sound like shit.
Hold on. Let's relax just 1 second.
I don't know.
Do you want to do?
Talk me through.
Do you want to do a full reboot?
Oh God!
And then come back up? Yeah, it only take 2 minutes. I have people to yell at because they didn't listen to my instructions for. Oh, okay. Well, he's out. He's gone. All right.
Big stuff out of here.
Now, let's go back over this. Well, gang, I have to tell you, he might be out for week or month 1 of American Idol Barbecue Central Show edition. But winning the book as a consolation prize for getting booted out this month, Doug Scheiding. Dennis was right behind him. Lance Owen coming in late, way late. But Doug Scheiding wins Steven Reichland. So, Doug, go ahead and shoot me your photo. Yeah. But you wrote how to grill vegetables. The first. You were way late after that, Lance. Too late. You're too late. You're on Hawaii time. You need to toughen up a little bit. You need to get out of your paradise mindset and get into we live in hell mindset where you can be tough and you can win. So, Doug, you win. Send me your shipping info, and in the subject line, put book winner number 2, just so I can separate between you and Alan. And then I do not have, many of you were asking if I have an additional one of these, the Malcolm and May koozie. Let me give a better shot of that. The Malcolm and May koozie. I do not have another one of those. So Darwin Carlson is the winner of the Malcolm and May. How about that? And it looks like we'll have Robert Moss back on the show here in just a little bit, which is going to be great. He's got some great topics that he's been talking about recently. If you're not subscribed to his cue sheet, you want to go over to his website, robertfmoss.com, and subscribe to the cue sheet. Hey, it's on now.
It's working.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
I guess you'll reboot.
Let's make sure aggressively tap the microphone. There it is. All right, we're winning. See, look, I know how to fix stuff. Right? You get you were getting all spooled up, and I'm like, hold on. There's 2 or 3 things that we can try.
I just want to make sure that your audience understands this. Listen,
right?
Audio is important to you. It's important to me.
Yes.
Because I know how important it is to you.
Yes. Thank you.
And I don't want to be an inferior sound guest on the program. We've heard those people. It's not a good thing.
Oh, right.
Anyway. I want to give you what you expect. So now we're okay.
All right. So you sound good.
All right. Everybody take a breath.
Deep breath. It must be chilly there in San Diego because you have a hoodie on. Your Not Tacos hoodie.
You know what? It's ridiculous. Look, I'll tell you what it is.
You know what this is?
You forget. It's your barbecue t-shirt.
That's what it is. It's my barbecue t-shirt.
It's 64 degrees in San Diego.
With 64 degrees
but
here in Cleveland.
The wind came through a little bit. We're on the 6th floor.
Yeah.
Wind came through a little bit, and it, whatever.
Hey,
what do you got there, buddy?
You sell things from time to time. Would you? This. By the way, this is not for sale. I think this is one of those promotional items. This is something that you would ever be interested in. Something like this. A Sam the Cooking Guy koozie. This is Malcolm Reed. Having a little fun with Malcolm in May because, of course, we know the big competition is coming up, Memphis in May. That Malcolm goes to, so a little play there. Would you do that?
Absolutely. I'm not really a koozie guy.
I heard that.
Yeah. So I think that's a no.
Yeah. Darwin Carlson actually just won this very unique drink koozie.
Hey,
it'll be sending
I think I know Darwin Carlson.
Everybody knows Darwin Carlson from Minnesota, right?
Of course.
Darwin?
Of course.
Yes,
of course.
All right. So, Sam, did you happen to listen to the Kent Rollins interview that I did last week?
I did.
Now, do you want to give me shit about not asking Kent about Skeeter in any form or fashion?
No, I think that you've probably laid in bed at night and done that to yourself. All the conversation we had about who the hell was Skeeter and why was he C-blocking you from getting to Kent. I mean, come on. How do you not ask that question?
Well,
were you what was it? His charming, out on the range accent. Why, I we all just, that kind of thing. You just were like,
whenever you start the stereotypical Southern accent, all I think about you doing is Paula Deen. I don't know why. But I think the first time I ever heard you do that, Paula Deen was in the news, and you were talking about how her kids needed to get off her tit at 50 years old or whatever it was. But you had that, hey, y'all,
I may or may
Paula
not
Deen.
have said that.
Yo, you said
may
it.
Or may not
I have it on audio.
But so why didn't you ask the question? Was the question on your list?
No. So what happened is, through my due diligence and through sound checking, I was talking with Kent and his wife. I assume it was his wife. Maybe it was his daughter. And I said, as we were getting through it, and I thought we were building a little rapport, I said, hey, Kent, who's the Skeeter? And he just kind of chuckled, and he's like, oh, that's my father-in-law. He's like, he's a cowboy, and he's a really good cook in his own right, and blah, 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 and he helps me do this, that, and the other thing. And so as soon as he said father-in-law, that was it for me. I wasn't going to sit there and, say, well, hey, Skeeter's Skeeter's a little quick on the trigger, y'all, if you know what I mean.
You should have.
Yeah, but why?
Where is this?
I had secured.
It wasn't his priest.
But I had secured the interview, and it was through Meathead running an end around. So, why bother badgering
Can I make a
Kent?
suggestion?
Kent might have never known about it.
Listen, please don't talk to the guests before an interview next time.
I have to check.
Because that happens. Then questions come out that you ask, you get the answers to, and then you don't ask them. And all of your audience, all the Centralites are sitting here going, he bitched so much about that freaking Skeeter. I can't wait till Greg hauls him on the carpet and asks him about that.
Yeah, but I mean, how do you think that question would have came across?
You did was kiss his country ass for the whole interview.
Kiss his ass?
No, his country ass.
His country ass?
Yeah.
All wide, dusty ass? That's what country is, right?
I didn't say wide and dusty.
That's what the country is. It's wide and dusty.
There's nothing.
I mean, do you think...
Where's the Greg? Where's the Greg that we
Are
like?
you expecting that had I not done any pre-interview and I just would have risked that he sounded okay, that when we got through the introduction, I would have said, hey, Kent.
No.
Before we get into this, let me ask you, who the fuck is this Skeeter? Do you think that's what would have happened?
What I'm saying is absolutely do your pre-interview.
Yeah.
Of course. But limit it to sound and what's the weather where you are and maybe what are you wearing, Kent?
Right.
Is he wearing chaps? Does he wear chaps? Did you ever ask about chaps? No.
I didn't.
I'm saying just keep it to that. You know what happens. You talk to somebody, you ask them a question or two, and then you have the answer. Now you do not bring that question up in an interview.
So, but what I'm saying is, do you think my questioning of Skeeter, had I not brought it up or learned anything in the pre-interview, or not read the book, which I did and found out in the book as well to confirm that it's his father-in-law, that I would have been aggressive or more aggressive with who's Skeeter line of questioning? Or
I just think you certainly in the days leading up to the interview, I would have imagined you would have been slightly more aggressive about the Skeeter question.
Yeah,
because you certainly were excited about who the hell is this Skeeter blocking me from getting to Kent Rollins.
Yeah,
and his little list of questions and. Who's your audience and how many people listen? What are we going to talk about? And how is that relevant to any guy? Look, you realize it was a mistake now. Let's just end it.
All right.
I've made my point.
Alfonso Franco in Instant Chat said, Sam is instigating a playground fight. I don't think so.
No, I'm not. No, Alfonso, I'm not really. But isn't it? Look,
I agree. If we had the interview or we had the talk that we had and then Kent was on the week following that, could have been a completely different situation. I was hot. I was offended. My ego was hurt. All the things that little self-centered. Whoa! I almost let the you know what word fly. All those self-centered bags like me get their butthurt over. But then weeks elapsed, and the pain subsided, and then Meathead did a thing, and then I felt like Meathead did me a solid, so I couldn't burn a bridge for Meathead by coming after Kent, so I just relaxed and played like a human, and that's the way it went.
But I wouldn't have expected you to be a D-bag. I thought you would have just been like, I got to ask you a question before we get going here. Let me ask you one question. Who is this gatekeeper, Skeeter, that doesn't let anybody in without, like a dozen roses or something? That's all I expected.
All right. Let's move on. Let's move on. We're done with Skeeter already.
I tried to do that 3 minutes ago.
Would you have any interest in going out with Kent Rollins onto the plane for a 2-week work and do chuck wagon cooking?
Not in the least.
Not in the least?
No. What am I sleeping on? A bedroll? I know they talk about a bedroll. I know what that is. That's like a 3/4 of an inch piece of hard something on the ground, and you're using like your boots for a pillow.
But what if he supplied you with a cot? Like sleeping accommodations off to the side. Do you have any interest, or does that intrigue you at all to be a chuck wagon cook like that for cowboys? Do you think it would work your culinary skills to any degree, or not really?
Look, I think it would be fun for a couple days, but 2 weeks? And then
longer.
Here's the problem. No. I'm a city boy. You want to do that? Do you want to go out 2 weeks, sleep on the ground with rocks in your ass, and being up at 4 a.m. so you can make coffee Kent Rollins way?
That sounds
for like a bunch of cowboys.
Look, I got to tell you.
You like the sound of that?
I would go for the coffee. He's got me hook, line, and sinker on the coffee. I've watched all the friggin' videos that I can watch on Kent Rollins coffee.
Great. Okay, so look, you're the guy getting up. You're the guy getting up at 4 a.m. to make the coffee for the Cowboys.
Yeah. I'm getting up at 4:30 anyway to run. So yes, I would rather get up at 4:30. Yeah, it's cookie.
No. I don't want to be up for. I don't want to do that for 2 weeks.
All right. Are you intrigued at the coffee at all? I love coffee.
I can make his coffee here. I don't need to be.
Yes, I mean, I don't mean
800 hours away from home.
I don't mean go out and experiencing. I'm like, would you like to try his method of coffee at your house?
Yes, I would love to try his method of coffee. I would love to try his food. I would love to be out there in the open range, dirt in my nostrils, hanging out, having fun around a campfire, cooking on cast iron and Dutch ovens and burying junk in the ground. And I would love that. 2 days, but 2 weeks, or potentially more. No. Notice he doesn't do that anymore.
Not all the time.
Well, he's not a kid anymore, I guess. But what is he, like 70?
I don't know.
Something.
Should I find it shocking that he has almost 2 million YouTube subscribers?
You should not. No.
Right.
I think he does a great job.
Yeah.
I find him really entertaining, really enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, I do too. Plus, I like the fact that he, I think a lot of people would want to stereotypically take a dump on the fact that he uses a lot of canned stuff, but in the book he does a really good job in explaining why that is, of course, because there's no refrigeration or limited refrigeration. You know, if you're going to do steak or something, that's something you got to do in those first couple nights before the ice melts.
Look, I came to my early TV days using half canned-ish kind of pre-made stuff and half fresh stuff.
Like, what's her name? She made a career on that. Sandra Lee.
Sandra Lee.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Semi-home.
That's a whole nother. Yeah, I don't want to even talk about Sandra Lee.
Okay.
She drives me insane, and I don't mean it in a good way.
All right.
I don't mean it in a good way.
Do you think we're going to have normal TV in 10 years?
No, I don't think so.
Do you see yourself doing your show in 10 years?
Maybe a different version of it.
Definitely not a no.
Yeah. No. I mean, I don't see a day when I'm not working. I really don't.
Just because you like it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it feeds me. I've got friends that say, you know, the day's coming. Yeah, look, I'm 61. So I've got friends that say, no, the day's coming, and I'm just going to stop.
Yeah.
I go, and then what? They go, oh, I'm just going to relax. I go, that would be not relaxing for me. I like working. I like what I do a lot.
Yeah.
And I would like to continue doing it. And so maybe the breaks get a little bit longer in between. But what are you looking at?
Me?
Yeah.
Don't you worry about me. I have many things going on.
I know, but I feel like we're having a conversation, except you're turning your head to your left or whatever 13 times in the last 8 seconds. What's going on over there?
I have things that I have to keep track of. I'm not listening.
What would those things be?
I have,
but you're not giving me your full attention. I know Alfonso probably is.
Of course,
I know. I'm having a hard time with this.
Are you?
Did you look away this often with Kent?
I don't even think I looked at the camera. I was too scared.
You looked at the camera. No. Of course. You didn't ask him who the hell Skeeter was.
No, why would I? It was very unnerving for me.
Okay, once again, my insecurities are going to bubble to the top, and I'm going to say, is this conversation we're having actually interesting for people?
Yes, because now what did we just learn about you? You're a guy who finds relaxation in work.
I do.
Look, I'm here to tell you, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm also a guy who likes to work. As I was telling Jess Pryles a couple weeks ago when she was on for her quarterly segment, and we'll actually get into some of the stuff we talked about with eggs and steak and whatnot.
Yeah, I have.
I said, hey, she's impressive to me because, like you, self-starter, entrepreneur spirit, likes to be her own boss, and she's in charge of her. I'm not like that. I really don't mind being a worker. Like Howard Stern always says, like he likes to be working for somebody, and he's not. I mean, he's his own business and all this, but he's ultimately, he works for Sirius or he worked for K-Rock or whoever. I don't mind working for Ohio Peterbilt. I enjoy that. That's fine for me. And I don't want this internet show to be a single source of income. Like, this is what I have to have in order to feed my family and make my bills pay and all that. I don't want to do that. So I think there's some kind of a weird stereotype or thought that you at some point you have to not want to work. You have to want to be retired in a stereotypical way of not going to an office, going to the McDonald's on the corner and talking with other schmucks about how the world sucks and it was better when you were 20, 50 years ago. And that's like whatever retirement is. But why? Yeah. If you're proficient at your job, if you're doing well, if you enjoy it, if you're productive, you can make money, and it makes you happy, why not work until you're dead? Who cares if that's what you want?
The only thing that matters is that you do what you want. That's all that matters. You should be doing a job that you enjoy. And if you don't enjoy it, you should find something else, or you should find a way to put in some of what you do like.
Yeah.
I said to Kelly the other day, when I get too old maybe to do this or whatever, the restaurant stuff, whatever I do, I could actually see myself being one of those information people at the airport. I like to talk to people. I like to help people. And I just think you need that stuff to keep yourself going. The people that stop, that cut it off, I've never read a study, but I imagine that people that do the complete full work stoppage, they're at home, I don't know if they're playing cards or they're talking to their friends, or I got to feel like their lives are going to be shortened somehow because they haven't kept everything upstairs just completely going. And I don't want to be that. I want to be hanging on, doing great stuff until the last day, and then let one of your big ass Peterbilts take me out, maybe. Could we arrange that?
They're heavy.
Yeah, I'm
heavy
sure.
enough. I can do it.
I'm sure they could.
In California,
sure
it might be
could.
one of the first electric vehicles. We could probably have that arranged too. It'll be extra heavy.
Love
sure.
the idea of that.
You know,
Yep,
I
yep,
say
yep.
that because, you know, I watched my dad go through a retirement. Like there was a early retirement. He'd worked for Kodak for, you know, I think we talked about this last time. You know,
we didn't know. We talked about this
25
I think off
or-
the phone.
Oh yeah, I mean,
like
it was-
on the phone. Just
he worked, you know, and he was like the prototypical the traveling sales guy. Then promoted to a region manager. Then eventually promoted to national accounts, and worked there for 30 years or whatever. I mean, it's just like unheard of nowadays. And then his division got sold to some Canadian company. He was there for a couple of years. They offered him a early retirement package. It made sense at that point. There was a non-compete attached to it. He took it. And then as soon as the non-compete ran out, and it was like, I don't know, a cup of coffee to wait, he was back in it. You know, there was no desire to really be retired at that point. And
because
then,
he needed it. He wanted it. It fed him.
yeah, and I think there was, my sister was still in college at that point, so, maybe wanted to work for that kind of a thing, and because he had put us all through college, undergraduate, and so... But then, then he left there and tried to retire again, and then he didn't stay retired, and then he went back to work, and then he tried to retire again, and so it seemed like, but by the time I heard it, which ended up being the last time, I was like, well, look, if you're somewhere that you like, and you like what you're doing, nobody should be telling you. You're this age, you should retire now, or you need to enjoy these specific number of years.
Because look, I realized. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, who's to define your happiness? If being a worker is making you happy, then work.
Here's the deal. This is what life is. If it works for you, then why should somebody care? Why would somebody on the outside of my world care if I wanted to work until I was 90, if I didn't want to work, if I wanted 8 wives, if I wanted to come home at night and put on a rubber suit, a tight-fitting rubber suit? I did have a call. I did have a guy that I worked with once that apparently that was his thing. I heard about it after I left the company. But what I mean, you want to have a same-sex partner, you want to be transgender. Why would somebody else's life bother me? If it works for you, then God bless you. Let that happen. We're all looking to be happy. And if whatever your thing is makes you happy, then let it make you happy.
Yeah.
I'm not getting involved in somebody else's nonsense. Let them do what they want to do.
All right.
You know what? There used to be this. You grow up, you go to college, you get married right away, you have 2.3 kids.
Yeah.
You have a job for the rest of your life. And that has changed so much.
Yeah.
There is no you have to do this by a certain age anymore. All there is now is what you should be doing to make you happy is what you should be doing. Simple.
Sam the Cooking Guy is joining us here on the show, and I'm going to place you on a brief hold, and when we come back, we'll actually talk about some steak and potatoes and eggs and hanger steak, which I believe is the new cut, the new popular cut. I mean, we don't know about it. We'll talk to Sam about it because he recently did a video on it. I'll talk to you quickly about Primo Grills. Primo Grill, singular, primogrill.com is the website, a patented oval design offering true two-zone cooking technology. So you can push all the lit coals over to the right side, and you can have nothing on the left side. And the oval shape allows you to have a true two-zone cooking environment. More than 60 cooking configurations are possible, made right here in the States. Precision-controlled manufacturing and the highest quality ceramics used in all of these cookers. They have a new easy lift hinge, reducing the force to lift the grill head by 70%. It's going from a 35-pound lift to an 8-pound lift. Precision control top and bottom air, allowing for easy and accurate settings each and every time on that number scale. So instead of saying 2 finger lengths or 1 pencil width, you can just set it to a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, or a 5, both on the top and the bottom. Upgrade kits are currently available at your dealer, so you can go ahead and upgrade your existing Primo if you have one in the backyard. Visit your local dealer to learn all about the Primo cookers. PrimoGrill.com is the website where you can find a dealer locator. Primo Ceramic Grill is their Instagram, and Primo Ceramic Grills on Facebook if you want to give them a follow or a like. And don't forget, they have many different sizes, the XL, the large. They have a portable unit. They also have a round one. If you can't get your head around the oval shape, you can only think about round ceramic cookers, then they do have a round one as well. They have a ceramic gas grill, for crying out loud. Go to PrimoGrill.com, check them out, and we'll be back with more Sam the Cooking Guy right after this. Stick around, we'll be right back.
Celebrating over 10 years of prolific and unparalleled live fire barbecue and grilling talk. And yes, it's still being done from Cleveland, Ohio. You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show.
This portion brought to you by Smithfield.com. Through the grilling season this year, check out recipes from pitmasters like Chris Lilly and Darren Worth, or Ernest Cervantes. Mouth-watering flavor, no artificial ingredients. Smithfield Fresh Pork, quite simply, is some of the best pork money can buy. If you are a competitor, make sure you go over to SmokinWithSmithfield.com and enter your first-place pork and rib finishes. If you are a committed cook, that's Smithfield.com and SmokinWithSmithfield.com. We're back with Sam, the Cooking Guy. So, Sam, you recently did a steak, egg, and potato video. In a few weeks back, as I had mentioned, I had newly minted quarterly guest Jess Pryles on, and we talked at semi-length about a recipe that she devised a couple of years ago. It's in on a recipe, and I think it might be in her book, a soft cured egg yolk. In essence, equal parts sugar and salt. Separate the yolk from the white, and then you drop the yolks in the mixture, cover it up, and then she said 16 hours later was the prime time to siphon it back out of the salt mixture and sugar mixture, rinse it off, and then put it on the plate like a side, have a steak, and then cut that yolk open, and it kind of oozes. It might be a little jellyish as it starts to, before it comes up to room temp, and then you dip the steak in there, and you go in for a luxurious and sumptuous whatever taste of egg yolk that would be. Yes.
I find it hard to believe that it's going to be luxurious.
Sumptuous?
And listen, I listened to your embedded correspondence the other day.
Oh, all right.
I do think the opinion was if I got it, maybe I got it wrong, but I think it was pretty much across the board. If you're going to have an egg, aside from Scheiding, that's just a weird dog, he doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't like any kind of, he can only eat it. What was it? He can only have a scrambled egg.
Yeah.
Little Doug Scheiding, he's like a 3-year-old. I can only eat a scrambled egg. Don't bring me a yolk.
And no hot dogs.
If I'm going to have it, what?
And no hot dogs.
No. If I'm going to have an egg with steak, it's going to goddamn be a runny yolk that's going to really add some luxuriousness to it. Really is. The something you can grate. If you can grate it, it ain't runny.
Yeah.
If you can grate it, it ain't really doing its egg thing. Now, that being said, you sort of grate truffle that adds a luxuriousness.
All right.
I get that. And I get that it would add some
now, this
richness.
This isn't her recipe wasn't taking it all the way to solid and then planing it. Although she did mention that some folks have gone the extra mile to do that, but hers was still runny-ish.
I don't know. I saw it. I didn't think it was runny-ish. It's not going to be runny-ish like you just cooked it in a pan.
Runny jelly. So look, John immediately took it to task. My Michigan embedded correspondent.
Not only did he take it to task, but he's done like 18 versions of it.
He phase tested it. So he took it out at 10 hours, 12 hours, 14 hours, and 16 hours. And he said that ultimately it left him wanting, as you said, a hot yolk. A hot yolk.
That's right. That's right.
Or a poached egg. Have you done a poached egg?
It leaves
on a steak?
everybody wanting that except little Dougie Scheiding.
He says none of that. Get that weak stuff out of here. All right. So are you? So would you try the cured egg thing, or you just know you would be wanting? So why bother?
I certainly wouldn't try it on a steak. I mean, I don't look at a steak and then go, "Oh boy, by the way, hanger steak."
Yeah.
I don't know that I would look at that and go, I want something that's not quite liquid, that's a little not hard, it's kind of jelly. What does that even mean? Was it Jello? Egg Jello? I don't want that.
I would almost have to try it, right?
I want to take a piece of steak and go like this through the egg yolk. Yeah. Break it, and as I pull it up, it's dripping back down into
yolk
the container.
porn. You want yolk porn?
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
All right.
But I'm a poached egg fan. I love it. I want them as often as possible. I think if I had to pick my last meal, it would be some kind of a Benedict, because I love the runny yolk. I love what it does. I was on TV news this morning doing a couple different things. One was the previously aforementioned to you in the email, the chori pollo.
Hey, everybody, chori pollo. Unlimited
Chori
guacamole.
pollo tostada.
Yes.
Guacamole. Chori pollo tostada. And then another station, I did crab and avocado Benedict for Mother's Day.
Ooh. Wow.
And what makes that?
Talk about luxurious.
Isn't the crab, isn't the avocado, isn't the English muffin that came from a place near Los Angeles. It was unbelievable that somebody gave me. It was the yolk that runs into all of this with the hollandaise sauce. The whole thing was fantastic.
It's like a deliciousness binder.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because it marries with everything that's in there, but it's got its own little flavor profile as well, but it plays well with others.
Speaking of binder, just to talk more barbecue-ish stuff for your audience, so we don't get too far afield. Our recent episode of yesterday was the Arby's beef and cheddar, and I did a little prime rib on my grill. But as a binder, I usually use mustard. Mm-hmm. In this case, I used QP Japanese mayo.
Oh.
And it was so damn good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, mayo is just an oil, right?
Yeah,
so
that's absolutely.
There's no flavor that's going to be on it, obviously. And I think...
And I knew as I was putting it on, I could hear people at home going... thinking it's going to be disgusting. Mayo. It's going to be just like one giant mayo blob of meat.
Yeah.
Which wasn't.
Did I ever tell you the Arby's brisket secret?
No.
So years ago when the brisket sandwich originally came out, I somehow secured the culinary director for Arby's on the show, and we interviewed him about the brisket sandwich. Because back then, I was really critical about fast food brisket at all. And I said, I was kind of taking this guy to task. And I said, and oh, by the way.
Not like you took Kent Rollins to task about Skeeter.
I've mellowed
Nothing
in my
like
older
that.
years. And I was like, oh, by the way, what's with this mayo on your brisket sandwich? There's no brisket sandwich I've ever heard of that has mayo on it. And he said, well, you're right. But let me tell you something. Or let me ask you something. Did you taste mayo? And I said, no. He's like, right. Let me tell you what happens then. We pile on our brisket, but before we do that, there's just a nice little base layer of mayonnaise. What happens is that mayo picks up all of the brisket flavor. Then you take a bite of it, and the mayo is coating your mouth, giving you a much more beefy presence without having to just stack a crap load of beef on there. They're tricking you. They can get away with using less meat,
concept,
but it's coating your mouth with that beef flavor.
Mouthfeel.
Yes, and I was like, wow. So ever since then, I've been, even more of a mayo champion. But that's so if you ever want to trick somebody, You can just put a little mayo on something. That's why I like mayo on my burger, too, because I think it adds a little bit more of a beefy flavor to it. Yeah, of course. So can we talk a little bit about something that amazes me? And I think you can talk on the subject a bit uniquely because you are now solidly in that restaurant business part of the world. And I wonder if it's a nationwide thing.
Should I be chewing ice for this conversation?
Doing what?
Should I be chewing ice for this conversation?
No, I got you covered. I wonder if it's a nationwide thing or if it's just like a regional thing for me here in Cleveland. Yep. There's a local chain here called Swenson's, known for their burgers. Specifically, the Galley Boy burger is their signature burger. But they have all kinds of different burgers. And it's a hop restaurant. So you pull in, turn your lights on, and some college-age lad comes dashing out at breakneck speed to take your order. Then he runs back in, and then 10 minutes later, he comes back with the food and hangs it in your car. No roller skates, but it's.
What does that mean? Hangs in your car?
He's got this. They have a special tray that they open your door and then they hang it on the door, and so when it closes, it's right over the driver, and then you divvy it out if you have.
Oh, I get it. It sits on the. I get you.
Yeah,
it sits on the. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, on the windowsill kind of area.
On the windowsill thing. Yeah.
So and then he runs away, and if you need him. They tell you to turn your lights off, and if you need them again, you turn your lights on. So that's how you hail the guest.
I love that. I love that system.
Here's the deal. There's a new one going up a quarter of a mile from my house at this intersection, and it's the buzz is deafening. And you see the posts on Facebook. Oh, Swenson's coming. I just ate at the Cuyahoga Falls Swenson. So I just ate the one over in Severance Circle. Blah, blah. I've never seen one negative friggin' post. I've eaten there no less. I've eaten at the flagship location just north of Akron. I've eaten at 2 or 3 other ones. And I'm telling you right now, if this isn't the definition of average at fucking best, I don't know what is. And I've tried it, and nary a word other than the highest praise possible. How can this be? I have a trained burger palate, and I'm not talking about anything else. But what are we doing?
You don't have to say burger palate. I know you have a good palate. Let me just tell you something, and I know you don't drink, but I'm going to draw an analogy to one alcohol.
Yes.
Patron tequila.
Okay. I've had it.
Patron tequila. By itself. Nobody else around. Desert island. It's pretty good. But the second you put almost anybody else's tequila beside it and you taste them side by side, suddenly Patron is like, what the fuck? That shit is not good. There's this little thing in the world, Greggy. It's called marketing. And you know what they say? They say if you put like 6 people on a street corner and they all look up, soon there will be 30, 40 people all looking up.
Yes.
A crowd follows a crowd.
I would look up.
I don't know how Swenson's managed to do it, and I've not had one, so not fair for me to say that they blow or they're great or they're moderate. But I trust your opinion, and I think there's a crowd behavior that gets behind some of these things, like Patron. I'm telling you, if you're a tequila person, go look for something called Gran Centenario. Gran Centenario. I don't know. Centario. Something like that. It's really good. It's less expensive, and it kicks the shit out of it. Like many burger places are going to kick the shit out of Swenson's. Yeah. But somehow they've got this herd mentality behind them that manages to push it up the ladder. And I don't get it. And I don't want to reward that behavior. I don't want to reward them with my behavior of supporting. I don't know.
And my kids are
My
kids are brainwashed. They love it. They go to 15 minutes out of the way when they could stop at the Wendy's and get a burger. But I don't know. We got
but how
go to
much
Swannies.
your kids? I get you've got a college child and a high school child and then younger.
Two. Yeah.
And so yeah. So that was I said and younger.
2 high school kids.
No, I said
all right.
High school, college, and yeah. How much of it is the guy running from the door to the car and the thing that sits inside on the ledge? There's a mystique.
Yeah.
There's a whole thing.
Before I ate there the first time, that's all.
The problem
that's
is
all that brought me
you're
in.
too old.
Right?
Listen, you're too old. You're too ensconced in the food world of how it tastes. And I get that. But your kids and other people are like, they're just taken by the whole process.
The experience?
Yes.
Yes, but sometimes...
let it happen for them.
So, wow. That was highly unprofessional. I want to say I was just in the middle of that Wednesday night when I was at Knife in Dallas. I mean, the food comparison is totally different. But
you can't, not even in the same sentence.
But it was in the swanky hotel. There was like flames going around, and it was, highly visually, aesthetically pleasing. The people that I was with, people that I would love to always have a dinner with every now and again and share a conversation and talk inside baseball about the industry and all things that can elevate a rather average food experience. But at some point, you have to eat the food. And no matter the mystique and the hot dudes racing your burgers to the car and the neon sign and the 75,000 other people that are cramming in there because they've fallen victim as well, at some point, the food has to speak for itself. And when you bite into the galley boy with the olive spear down on top of it, and you take your first bite and you swallow, you go, Meanwhile, that place is going to be printing money for the next 6 months as soon as that opens.
Lose the anger because that's a lot of life.
And what about Skeeter?
No, don't start me with Skeeter. Look, the only viewer name I have in my head right now is Alfonso from early on.
Yes, Alfonso.
And Alfonso would probably say, look, Greg, take a step back, appreciate it for what it is, but don't go there expecting to have a food experience like Knife or in your backyard or other places like that. Appreciate it for what it is. You can't be disappointed if you don't have greater expectations than the place is prepared to deliver.
Yes, but if everybody reads the reviews of how awesome it is, then what do you expect?
Wait, did we not have this conversation a couple minutes ago about why should we care what somebody else does for a living, how they want to live their life when they want to retire?
Right.
Why are you getting mad at Swenson's that on the West Coast, or maybe it was Canada, I don't even remember anymore, years ago, it used to be an ice cream place. Why are you getting mad that they're successful? You don't have, if you had a burger place.
I'm not mad that they're successful.
Oh, you're not mad?
No,
oh, really?
Of course not.
I'd like to do a quick viewer poll right now. Take 10 phone calls or have the first 10 people to email you. You're not mad about
I'm not mad about their success. Good for them.
Oh, interesting.
They've found a way to perpetuate some kind of
I know what you're saying.
Enthusiasm.
I'm just telling you. The fact that you use the term perpetuate.
Yeah. I'm not angry.
There's some anger in there somewhere.
I'm angry. Greg, I'm angry because...
Greg, listen.
They're
Hands at Heart Center. We're going to talk tomorrow. We're going to work this out on the phone. It's going to be fine.
You see
put
what
off
I'm
your
saying.
130.
You see what
put
I'm
off
saying,
your
right?
130 Peter bit selling session to the guy down the street. You'll sell him his truck later in the day. We need to work ourselves through this.
Well,
I'm here for you, buddy.
Number one. Let me say this with peace and love. I am
anybody
very
listening.
Happy.
Send Greg an email. Is Greg Greg
happy.
harboring some anger about Swenson's?
Not success. I'm the only anger that I harbor about Swenson's is that it's not as good as everybody is purporting it to be. I'm happy for their success. Good for them.
You're not happy for their success at all.
I am.
You listen to your early comments. It's okay. Look, I'm an angry guy. I say it all the time. Okay, good.
If you say I'm angry one more time, I'm going to never talk to you again. I'm not angry.
You're going to punch me in the face
That's
14 times.
Peace and love.
You're right. You're not angry.
Love.
No, I'm not.
I'm warning you with peace and love.
Not angry. All right.
Alfonso, what do you think?
Alfonso wants to know if he can win some of Sam's knives. And I said, no way. We've given enough away on this show, God damn it.
No, what have you given away tonight?
Hey,
I heard about the books.
Well, I gave away 2 books. And I don't know if you remember seeing this or not, but we gave away the Malcolm and May drink koozie, of course.
I do. Tell you what, you get me an address for Alfonso. I'll send Alfonso a knife.
You don't know where he lives. I'm not even going to do that.
Does it matter?
Look at this.
Is he in this country?
Chris Moharing. Greg is completely correct. Mediocre
This is not the question.
at best.
Did I ask you to judge Swenson's Chris Moharing? I did not. I said, just tell me this. Is Greg angry about Swenson's?
Success.
That's all I wanted to know.
Angry about success.
Now you're angry about everything. Then. Now you're checking your phone. What the hell? You've been looking off to your left for most of my conversation tonight, and now you're looking at is your wife telling you time to wrap it up?
No, negative. Who's angry now?
Is it bang o'clock?
Oh, my goodness. Outrageous. Oh, look at this. Show you this. Alfonso. Right here. Send me the knives, he's saying. Send me the knives.
No, I said knife, Alfonso.
Oh, well, he says knives, so here we go.
No, he's not getting it. I'll break it in half.
Oh, well, look at what you've invited on your own. Here's Austin Parsons.
I just saw Greg is angry.
Weighing in. Greg is angry. Can I have a knife too? This is all of a sudden costing you a lot of money with my anger.
No, I said Alfonso.
I know, but now Austin wants in on it, so.
I can't help it.
Whatever.
I don't know Austin. I've not used his name 4 times tonight.
Let's wrap up. Sam, you've said it all once again. You have done a tremendous monthly show appearance.
We've been a bit combative tonight. Have we been a bit combative?
We've diagnosed that I am subconsciously angry at Swenson's success. Perhaps not even subconsciously, outwardly bitter and angry, which I'll have to work on next month and come to some kind of closure agreement with that. And we don't want jellied egg yolk on our steak. We want a hot egg yolk on our steak. We agree there, of course.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to be left wanting. And hanger steak is something that we should all be trying if we haven't tried yet.
If you haven't had it, get hanger steak. I told Greg not privately. We were talking
Off
earlier
air.
today. Off air, I said I went to buy some steak for a thing we did on Sunday night with the family. Kelly wanted skirt steak, and I knew I wanted some of the hanger steak because we'd done it on the show a week or 2 before, and it was so good. The skirt steak was $31 a pound. And I looked at the price in the case. This is a really good butcher.
31.
I looked at the price in the case, and I looked at the guy and I go, that's wrong, right? He goes, what? I go, the skirt steak price is $31. He goes,
it's Kobe. It's Kobe skirt steak.
No, it's not. He goes, the prices have just been insane.
Yeah.
The hanger steak, on the other hand, was like $19 a pound. So delicious. Wow. If you're not aware of hanger steak, please find it. They used, as I said on the, not to repeat for people, as I said on the YouTube episode when we shot it, they used to call it the butcher's cut because the butchers would keep it for themselves. It was that freaking good.
They knew.
It's a cross between ribeye in taste and tenderloin in tenderness. You have to try it.
If you haven't watched the video, just go back to the Sam the Cooking Guy YouTube channel. It was, I think, last week that it was released. It's the steak and potato and egg video.
The potatoes, Anna, crispy, multiple layers of potato. But more importantly, eggs with, what's that called again? Oh, yeah, runny freaking yolk.
Yeah.
That you can do something with.
The potato thing looked really good.
Was great. But
I don't think I want to put in the labor to do that. Like it's tough to watch because editing. I mean, how long did it really take to do that small pan? Half an hour?
No,
come on.
What? If I'm not talking to the camera and I'm just making it, standing in my kitchen right there, making it. I take a potato, I peel it. What's that take?
I'm talking about like mandolining it and then building
I've got a very easy mandolin. Boom, 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 boom. That's done in 1 minute. So now I'm at 1 minute and 10 seconds. I got to melt some butter. That's 30 seconds. I melt it get it in the pan. And then I start layering the potatoes and brushing it with butter and garlic and salt and pepper. And could I pull that off in 10 minutes? 1,000%.
Maybe.
And then it cooks for 45 minutes.
I mean, it looks good, but I was like, you know what? I think there's a lot of layering going on.
No, there is layering.
Of course there was. You blew through 90% of it.
What do you want to sit there for 20 minutes while I talk and take my time?
You see what I'm
Max
saying?
gets his shots. No, it's because it's TV or internet or whatever the hell you want to call it, YouTube.
Yeah.
Do you want to sit there where Max goes, okay, hold on, wait 1 second. Let me change the camera over here. Hold on, let me come around behind you. Let me do this. Wait, can you do that again? No, I'm telling you, if it was just me doing it by myself, nobody here, earbuds in, let's start stern, I could plow through that thing in about 15 minutes, no problem. Then it cooks in an hour, but you can't count cooking time.
I'm not cooking time.
Especially this audience that does things for 16 hours at a time.
All right. It looked delicious. No doubt about it. I mean, I wanted to do it.
Here's what I say. Don't eat the same stuff all the time. You will not grow. You will not get better. You will not try new things unless you push yourself a little bit. And lose the anger about Swenson's.
Austin Parsons is weighing in. Hilarious. Hilarious that they, through 2 segments and start wrapping up and finally start talking about Sam's recipe. These people don't understand the magic we're letting them be involved in before we talk about the softball stuff of Sam's recipes. I mean, any idiot can interview Sam about his recipes. I mean, come on. You know what I'm talking about? We're digging into real-life situations.
No,
yeah.
100%.
All right.
Look, 100%.
All right, Sam, let's wrap up. You've said it all. And once again, another great monthly segment.
So funny.
In June, we'll be here in June. Oh. And by the way, I have to wrangle you and Sean and Nick Solaris up to do our 1-year COVID anniversary. Look
Let's
back
go. Bring
and see
it
where we're at.
Bring it on, baby.
I'll be in touch with that. But until then,
by the way,
yes.
By the way, one last thing before we go. Your daughters completely robbed you of your most recent Barbecue Central American Idol.
All right, well,
you were so
this is
good.
great. Give me your honest opinion.
You were so good. Honestly.
Give me your honest opinion on the bit. I'm not worried about if I sounded good or not. What do you think? What do you think?
I'm not a fan of the bit. You know that. I've told you that. And I don't like that you make me say this honestly and openly in front of your people.
Please do.
But I'm not a fan of it because
it's not good singing.
Can't sing well. No, it's not good singing. But you surprised the F out of me. You're really good. And I think your daughters couldn't see it just because they're your daughters.
I think they really enjoy judging.
I think they do. But they picked Ricer's song because it was hip hop or whatever the hell.
It was very left field.
Rap. It was rap.
Yeah.
That's why.
And he wrote some of his own lines. And
who sang Johnny Cash?
John Solberg, Michigan embedded correspondent.
It was really good.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for what I'm about to say. Look, I've already pissed all over little Dougie Scheiding.
Yes.
I'm not so sure Doug should be signing up for this competition next year. Just going to be honest with
Trust
everybody.
me, Doug will be the first one to tell you that he is not signed up for the first 2 years. He's doing it because I'm asking him.
Of course he is.
I got to send you, if you didn't hear his first song from last year.
I don't need a CD.
No. I'll just send you what he did last year, so you can hear the improvement.
Please do.
Market improvement.
No. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
So,
well, look, I apologize to your audience because we barely covered any sort of real food talk. We didn't talk about stick smokers and pellets and and
pit barrel cooking
eggs and pit barrel cooking.
Right.
Though I love my pit barrel cooker, I'll be honest with you.
Very
love
good.
my Traeger, but we do take our stuff in a slightly different direction, and I don't think it's a bad thing.
So here's what's going to happen. Next month, I'm going to show these people what time it is. I'm going to put together an agenda that is only cooking. We will not deviate. I will not allow me or you to deviate. I will quickly return us back to task, and we will have a full monthly segment of cooking.
Listen to me. Not freaking possible.
Not possible? If we put our collective minds to it.
You say hello, and somehow we're in a different direction.
Well, I'm telling you, we could. Let's just consider it a challenge.
And then they could pick. They could pick between tonight's complete randomness, and then what happens next month, and they can be the judge. Write this down in your little log there, barbecue boy. There you go.
Yep.
Not June. In July, a poll beginning of the month or the end of June. Do they prefer the randomness or the stick to the schedule rigidity of what you're proposing?
All right.
Only food.
All right. So I will get that poll ready to go, and we will see what happens. And maybe we should attempt to try it, too, just to see, because I don't, I think like the first couple interviews we ever did were fairly food-related. But, this is, we'll put it up to the vote, and we'll see what happens. Anyway, look, Sam, you said it all.
You said that 3 times.
Monthly segment Beyond Compare, and we can only imagine what June is going to bring us. If you can't get enough of Sam, you should make sure that you're subscribed to him over at YouTube, where almost 3 million people are, for videos that are released Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Hit the subscribe button and ding the bell and join the club and do whatever else there is available so you can have the insight to everything.
Tomorrow is a ridiculously large sheet pan nachos and a margarita in observance of
Cinco de Mayo. That's right. So be ready. And as always, Sam, I appreciate the time, and we will see you in June.
You're awesome.
All right,
see
there
everybody.
he is.
Thanks.
Sam the Cooking Guy right there. TheCookingGuy.com is website. You can also follow him over on Instagram. But if you're not subscribed, make sure that you're over there on YouTube, where he's doing his thing 3 times a week. And we will run the poll. Random talk with cooking sprinkled in. I got to be honest. On my agenda, I had to ask him about Kent Rollins. I asked about his YouTube subscribership, if he would be doing TV or the show in 10 years, if there would be normal TV in 10 years. We talked about the steak, egg, and potato. We talked about the sensation of restaurants that are average, that get overhyped for average food. And we don't discredit them or feel bad for their success or angered about that. I didn't ask about the garlic press. Damn it! See what happens when you get off track? There's at least 3 or 4 things that I didn't get to. Next month, for sure. Next month, for sure. Hey, I'll talk to you quickly about Pits and Spits. Since 1983, Pits and Spits has been handcrafting smokers and grills in Houston, Texas, establishing itself as one of the premier brands in high-quality offset smokers and more recently pellet cookers. Pits and Spit setting itself apart by using heavy 7 and 10 gauge stainless steel in every cooker, fully welded construction that you can feel when you use the unit, and a 304 stainless roll top lid and front shelf on every single smoker. Why does it matter? By using higher quality materials, Pits and Spit smokers reach and maintain temperatures, allowing you to worry more about the meat than the heat. By providing a fully welded smoker, you don't have to worry about grease or smoke leaking out of the barrel, or that grill rattling apart as you move it through the backyard. And a 304 stainless steel, you get an heirloom quality piece of equipment you can pass down to your kids. Where some companies focus on being a low-cost provider, Pits and Spits focuses on craftsmanship and quality materials. If there's cheaper ways to make them, we know there are. But they don't like tack welds and cheap stainless and electronics that you can't trust. Having in-house manufacturing gives them complete control of the design and standards, not something you find in the other stuff. Steel suppliers supply materials to be used in some of the harshest environments around, so you know they can perform in any and all conditions. And their controllers are made right here in the States. They have unimpeded transparency into the programming. Call them if you have questions. As for Koi, tell them I sent you. 844-650-6250. Visit their website, pitsandspits.com, all spelled out. Or see their pits in the wild across social media at their handle at Pits and Spits. We're back to wrap the show right after this. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Whole packers, full racks, legs and thighs, injecting butts. If you've never heard this before, you might think you found the best XXX show ever. Let's get back to the most homoerotic host out there today, Greg Rempe.
And this portion being brought to you by Vortic Watches. Vortic Watch Company is a small batch custom watch manufacturing and vintage restoration company located in northern Colorado. They take antique American pocket watches like this one right here and turn them into wrist watches. Their mission, preserve and enhance the legacy of manufacturing excellence in America. In order to do that, they combine traditional and cutting-edge technology to create unique quality, functional timepieces with exceptional value. Here's the coolest part. Each watch that Vortic makes is unique and one of a kind. Vortic, founded on the motto that America wasn't assembled, it was built. Check out vorticwatches.com for more information. And we thank Sam, the cooking guy, for joining us as we get ready to tear on out of here. Way over, but that was expected, of course. All the way back in the first hour was Malcolm Reed from How to Barbecue Right. Then we talked with Mike Lang from Another Pint Please, anotherpintplease.com. You can go to his website and order his new book, One Beer Grilling. It will be starting to deliver and or hitting your porches on the 11th, which is a week from now. However, you can pre-order right now. Get your hot little hands on it wherever books are sold, Amazon or through anotherpintplease.com or various other retail locations. And then in the second hour, Sam the Cooking Guy joined me. Thecookingguy.com is the website, and you can find him on YouTube releasing videos 3 times a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Big show planned for you next week. Meathead is in, amongst others. September 11th, 2001. I will never forget. Until next Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. This is your program host and proud U.S. American, Greg Rempe. Good night now.
Of Wine Library TV, aka WLTV, and this is BBQ Central.